Hey there, and welcome back to Channel 64. Today's a very big day. We're doing so much work today. It's time to work on the next big section of the theme park, and we have lots of additions, lots of enhancements, and lots of things to get to. So let's not waste any time. First things first, let's check out this shulker box. I believe this is from Lucy Tiger. It is Hokey Smokey banners for Loki. So you got some Yeti banners, Yeti Park banners. Those are awesome. I'm going to take those and use them around the park, various things. Speaking of the park, let's go ahead and go through the entrance here, and I can show you some of the new stuff. So starting things off, we have a brand new build, actually, that was brought to us by Archie. And this is the Yeti Park Visitor Center, with a giant Shaun the Yeti sticking out of the top. It is absolutely gorgeous. Just look at this thing. It's so cute. It's so big. I love it. It fits in perfectly with this promenade. And not only that, we have the inside to take a look at as well, because it wouldn't be an Archie build if he didn't do an excellent interior. So the first thing we have was we walk in, we have our welcome desk, helping out all of the different visitors to Yeti Park, and we've got this book that probably has nothing in it, but we can write some stuff in there. And then of course we have our gift shop, one of the many that we'll be creating, and this one has lots of different treats. We've got some plushies as well on the wall, so lots of fun tchotchkes that you can pick up. And then the history of Yeti itself, Yeti being a radio station from season 1 in Channel 64, followed by a TV station in season 2. And then, of course, I brought it into the realm of entertainment and amusement with season 3. So we're going to have some different images and photos to kind of showcase some of that history as well. All right, so today our focus is going to be on this promenade area, as well as a brand new section of the park, the boardwalk. But starting things off in the promenade, one thing I did notice that I need to kind of correct and make a little bit better is it's kind of open. It's just very open. There's like not really anything in here. And I feel that theme parks tend to have a lot of foliage, lots of trees, lots of planters with flowers, lots of that type of stuff. So we need to add some of that in here to, bring it a little bit more to life. So I'm going to be adding a few more planters in this area, as well as, restrooms, because you can't really have a theme park without some place to use the restroom. So we're going to be creating those over here. And then further on, we're going to be adding our brand new section of the theme park, which is the boardwalk. And the boardwalk will be extended out on this peninsula over here, and I think we're going to transition into that with a little extension to the promenade in front of this building here that we built last time. And with that, I think we probably need to add a beach. I'm not a lawyer, but I believe that boardwalk law requires us to add a beach. In fact, we probably should consult a lawyer. Archie?
A boardwalk without a beach? That's an infraction.
All right, well, you heard him. So in order to get this all done, I have gathered all the materials that we're going to need for these next few expansions. And we have 41 shulker boxes full of materials, lots of sand for our beach that we're just going to be building here in just a moment. But I think before we start with the beach, we're going to go ahead and start with the promenade area. So I'm going to go ahead and put that together, and we'll come back and see what kind of a difference that made. Okay, and as you can see, this has made a massive improvement. So we have quite a few new trees. In fact, a new one of our kind of birch trees that we made up the top here, down in the center, to kind of break things up a bit, add a lot more shade. Also adding a lot of park benches for guests to relax, or just, the adults to sit here while their kids go on the wild rides. And then, of course, as I mentioned, I was going to finish the restrooms so we can check those out as well. So we've got an authentic park bathroom, and I think I might actually, if I get some time here, create some flushing buttons that'll actually have some sounds of toilet flushings, because that would be kind of funny. So we've got all the stalls over here, and then basically the other side is mirrored as well. However, we have more stalls over here. And then, of course, we have all these planters. So we've added some of the petals as well as a lot of the azalea leaves to represent our bushes. I did also add this trim down on the bottom of the prismarine bricks to kind of add a little bit of a pop to the plain gray walls. So I think that works really well to kind of just contrast all of the gray of the ground and the wall, and you know, the trim up at the top there. It just really makes it kind of pop, which is nice. And then added some more of our functional trash cans down here. If you remember in the earlier episodes, you can actually just throw trash in here and end up down there. Just kind of fun. What else? So yeah, this is pretty much this area complete for now. There are a few more things that I'm looking to do with this. Mainly adding some cool audio ambiance as well. Have some music I think I want to play near the welcome center and just throughout this promenade area to kind of tie it all together. Maybe get some balloons and some more decorations. Of course, Lucy's banners, but we'll get to that a little bit later once we get some more detailing. You may have also noticed that I've started to build our stairway up top here. And like I said, this is going to be leading to our promenade expansion, as well as I'm going to be blending into our boardwalk over here. So first things first, you know, in order to comply with all of the boardwalk legality and rules, we need to build a beach. So let's not waste any more time and let's get some sand, lots of sand put down. All right, so we've got the beach all complete, at least the sand portion of it. We already have our first swimmer, this skeleton. Oh, he's gone. Okay, first skeleton in the water. And oh, look at these majestic creatures. Nice. I went ahead and added this gradual slope into the water because I really wanted kind of a realistic looking beach, especially from outside. So it looks pretty nice, I think, and extends this all the way out past here. I've carved into this cliffside a bit. We're going to have a retaining wall as well as a gradual ramp up to the upper boardwalk area. And then, of course, our promenade is going to extend over here as well. Also, you may notice that I've carved away at the bottom of the merry-go-round. We're going to be taking this out as well and moving it. I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what that looked like beforehand. This was from, this was like a prank / gift from Lucy and Die by Fire. So we're going to be just kind of relocating it and making some tweaks to the redstone there. So I'm going to go ahead and actually put together the rest of this promenade and the base of our boardwalk, because it is going to extend all the way out to that wall right there. And then one last thing I was going to mention is this stair looking thing going down. This is actually going to be a second entrance into our storage room. So originally I'd wanted to have multiple entrances in each of the cardinal directions, but of course couldn't do that with the super smelter in the way, but at least we can have 2 and possibly 3 once we get the other expansion built in. All right, let's get that a little bit ship shape. We're going to add that ramp back up to the boardwalk, put the boardwalk in, and then talk about what is going on top of that boardwalk. So let's get into it. Lots of building today. All right, and we're back, finally done with setting up our initial build area for the boardwalk. Well, we actually have the boardwalk in place with its very expensive lighting. But yeah, let's explain kind of what we're going to be building in this area. So starting things off, I've got a few areas marked out for some buildings. Now, these we're probably not going to be building in this episode because I haven't quite figured out what I want to put here. I have an idea that I may end up putting some sort of redemption center. One of the things we're going to be building today are a couple mini games, and along with the rides, I think it'd be kind of cool if the players that come in would have a way to earn some sort of currency or ticket or something like that they can then exchange for like plushies or collectibles or something. Kind of like a carnival. Like you would trade up the plushies, you get a random plushie, and if you get 3 of the same kind, you trade it up for a bigger one and that type of thing. So that'd be kind of cool. So anyways, along with our beach, we had, of course, this walkway up to the actual boardwalk. Down below, we finally finished our area going down into the storage room. Probably need to put a door right here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that at some point. And then up top, we've got space for a few different things. So going right here in this area is going to be a sushi shop that actually Aerington designed for us. So we'll be putting that in place. I want to have some more food vendors up here as well. And then over here is going to be the new spot for the carousel. And over here, we're going to have 2 giant redstone mini games that I've designed and built, and they are incredible. You're going to love this. And then, of course, other rides that we're going to have here. I mean, we're going to have the 2 rides and then the 2 games. So, I mean, that's 4 attractions in one area. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. And to welcome us all in, we're going to have a brand new welcome sign that's going to go right here. So, let me go ahead and get started with that. Oh, one other thing. We're going to need to tweak some stuff down in the storage room because, unfortunately, these mini games have a lot of redstone and they actually go all the way into the storage room a bit. So I'm going to have to move some of our water streams around, which will be quite the process. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get some of this stuff put together that can explain how to play them and what inspired them. All right, and we are done with the building of the boardwalk at Yeti Park. I'm sure we'll have some more details that we'll be adding in later on, but for now, I think we've got the majority of the build done. So what do we have to show off? Well, we've got 2 carnival-style mini games. and we've got a couple rides. So starting things off, our first build that we did was the Slam Dunk Derby. And this is kind of a take on a couple different carnival games. The sink the basket, basketball, free throw, challenge type games, and the horse racing game. So the horse racing game typically is where you're rolling like a ball, kind of skee ball style, down a short lane, and there is a bunch of holes down at the top, and you're trying to get those into the furthest hole because it makes your horse go faster. This is a little bit different. So the way we play this is up to 4 players are going to get basketballs dispensed out of here, and you have to hit these pressure plates, which once the game is active will actually launch you in the air, and then you try to throw it into our baskets. So I can kind of demonstrate this real quick. Once again, it'd probably be better if we were actually playing multiplayer, but since we're not, we will just empty our inventory here. Of course, normally you would be playing with nothing on, because when you come into the theme park, you're supposed to take everything off, put it away. So let's start our game. You'll hear a countdown, and hopefully my note blocks are working back there, so we should hear some sound effects as well that have been made for the game, or gathered for the game, I should say. So starting things off. All right, so we get our basketball, and then we just have to aim inside of that basket. And you'll see as we sink a couple baskets, our horses are actually going to move across the line, and once they get to the finish line here, whoever does that first is the winner. And I'm pretty sure I know who's going to be the winner here because there's only one of us. All right, so it's kind of tricky because you have to hit the drop item button, which is Q for me, as you jump up in the air. So jump up.
Showtime!
And it plays a little sound effect when we get it in. And we'll just keep on going here. We got to sink, I don't remember exactly how many baskets.
Wild shot!
Like 15 or so. So you see our horses moved a little bit. See if we can kind of catch that happening.
From downtown!
See, there it goes. And the way it works is the horses are actually sitting their armor stands with the horse armor piece on top of their head. And as I sink these baskets and the game is on, it causes a flying machine to slightly move down the row there. And once it gets down to the end, we have ways to detect when it's there, and it causes the game to reset and announce a winner. Although I'm surprised, we're supposed to be hearing some like horse sounds as it's going. I don't know if we're just too far away. No, I can hear that going. Yeah, it's supposed to be playing some note block sounds down there, but I noticed it only does that on resets. So I'm wondering if maybe we're triggering it too quickly or whatever the case may be. All right, let's just finish this up real fast, and then we'll see if we can take a peek back there. Grab some more.
For 2!
And I wanted to make it so that's a little bit random where it ends up dispensing, since there's a little bit of, a variation where the droppers fire stuff. I figured having the water source in the middle can push it to either side or the middle. So that kind of makes it easy to kind of vary it up. You also don't technically have to get it in the basket. You could overshoot the basket and get it behind the basket even, and it will still go in just because of all the hoppers. But if you end up throwing the ball and it gets stuck on the rim, let's see if we can do that. Nope, I just missed altogether. You do have to go up after it. It's just, kind of cheap to do it that way.
Showtime!
I think we're done. There you go. Yeah, see, now we can hear the horses going. I'm not really sure why that's not playing. I'll have to investigate that a little bit more. That, of course, is the sound of the game resetting. Throw that in there. So what's supposed to happen is we're supposed to get a carnival barker kind of announcing the winner. Also, we're supposed to hear that horse sound every time that any of these horses move. So I'm going to take a real quick peek down here just to check it out. So we're only hearing the horse sound playing when it's coming back, which is odd because it's right there. So why would we even be hearing that one? It may be one of the other ones over there. But, oh, that's because it's tied to the reset line because I'm a moron. That's why we're only hearing the horse sounds, because it's on this reset line. Okay, well, that's just a quick little fix. Can I get out? Thank you. But yeah, it's a real fun game. Plus, we have these moving lights that we can toggle on and off. And then, like I said, we're going to have custom audio for the carnival barker there, which I need to look into why that's not firing either, because that one should definitely fire. That's on the end game circuit. So that's that. The next one we have is Hungry Yeti. And Hungry Yeti is kind of a take on those pop the balloon games, you know, with the clown where you shoot the water into the mouth. Of course, we don't really have water guns or balloons or clowns, thankfully. So the next best thing is, of course, Hungry Yeti, which is throwing snowballs at a target inside of the Yeti's mouth. And the goal is to throw them as fast as possible and as close to the center as possible. The closer you are to the center, the faster these lights are going to light up. And if you're able to get your lights all the way lit up first, your fire will go off and you'll know that you've won. And like the other game, it is also up to 4 players. So we start things off by filling our hot bar with snowballs. And then once all the players are ready, we're going to hit the button. And we throw our snowballs really quickly and also manage our inventory. But it's making sure that we select the right slot as we go. It's kind of tricky. I think we're almost there. There's a little bit of a delay sometimes. Oh, I think I need more. All right, winner, winner. And then, of course, the game resets. You see all the lights go down. And once all the lights do end up going down, then you know we're good to go. All right, so this one also kind of similar. We have a lot of redstone in the back here that controls things. Essentially, what's going on, real quickly, we have this dropper right here that gathers a bunch of items in it. As you hit the target, it's going to either start this observer clock that's going to shoot items out of this dropper into this one, and then if you aim more in the middle, it's going to reach this dropper, which then of course fills stuff in there. When the game is off, of course, everything drops down into this hopper minecart and then filters back through a system that recycles it into these barrels and then back into these droppers again. So it kind of restarts the whole system again. And so as you're filling up that dropper, it is going to be putting more of a signal out with these observers, or the comparators. And that signal is going to keep building up until it lights up all the lights up here, and then eventually hits the threshold to fire the firework and trip this end game circuit. So pretty cool. I really like these pots for creating signals off of. You can put items inside of them, so that's really useful to kind of have that there. Another option other than, like, say, furnaces or hoppers and all sorts of things you can container items. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then as far as carnival rides go, let's actually sleep here real fast. So we got a couple midway games done. I think I may actually add one more here under the under this area, under the new ride that we have, but I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. But there was a fishing game that Aerington and them had made in season 1 that I was going to recreate with redstone, so we may end up doing something similar to that. Next, though, we have our wonderful merry-go-round. This was actually designed by Lucy Tiger and Die by Fire. It's pretty much intact the way they had built it, aside from a few changes I made with the redstone to change up how this works. So you may see that my rails are kind of weird in the sense that I've got like it, basically hitting a perpendicular powered rail right here, and it kind of repeats that around the corner. This is to get the carts to reset perfectly every time, because I was running into an issue with the old one. The old design that they had made only turned on or off. This, I wanted to go for a certain duration that's powered by one of the music discs. And you can kind of see that down here. We have a music disc that plays, and this keeps the ride powered on until it's done playing, and then it powers off. And before the ride starts, we have a little jingle that's right here that was designed by Lucy and Died, and it is the Ninja Turtles theme. And then I even have some authentic merry-go-round music. So instead of riding this and actually getting dizzy, I'm just going to start it. And you can see it kind of has the same motions of a merry-go-round where the horses are going up and down. But that right there, that is real merry-go-round music. So yeah, this keeps going around and around until, of course, that record disc is up, and then everything resets back to where it needs to go. Perfect. Okay, and then our last ride is this roller coaster up here, which is yet unnamed, but I'm thinking it may go something along the lines of the Cube Coaster, only because the colors on the bottom here happen to correspond to CubeCon's colors, which are, kind of this yellow, green, pink, purple, light blue, orange, that type of stuff. A lot of the pastel colors. This is actually based off of the West Coaster. It is a roller coaster on the Santa Monica Pier, and the design is pretty similar to this. I think ours is a bit shorter in the sense that it's not as long of a coaster, but essentially it's got a couple of these loop arounds, and then there's this little bunny hill, and then some more loop arounds, and then you're done. To ride this one, it's a little bit different than the queuing system that we have with the Sky Pigs. This one, each of your riders would grab a minecart and end up in this the loop. So we would just set up our minecart here, push forward, and then go around. Once everybody is all set up, and we hit the button as we're going around, and that'll start the ride up. So we're going to queue out to the main ride here, and this is just enough time to go around it twice, which is what we want. So let's take a look. We got our long lift hill up here, and then we're going to go around and around. You can see him wiggling with excitement. And so everything, like I said, is based on a timer. So there's power being put into the rails up here to essentially force it onto the actual track. And then when it unpowers, these rails are going to turn back. In fact, actually, maybe doing that here pretty soon. You'll see this will turn from going out this way to coming out this way. There it goes. So now it's reset. So we're going to end up back into the queue once we get through this entire roller coaster again. It was tricky because I wanted to have this constantly running, but I couldn't really do that just because if you have minecarts on rails like this and you leave the area and come back, it just doesn't sync up. It forgets its speed, it forgets its position, and so it's just easier to have everything kind of in a queue like this so that you're never really out of sync. And then basically, once we're done here, you just break your minecart. and hopefully not travel the wrong direction. Why we have these arrows to remind you the direction you need to travel, because if you do end up going the wrong way, well, I think you'll still go around. You just won't be able to exit out until... Well, actually, you know what? I think if this was on, this would flip back this way. No, it'd still work either way. So I guess, yeah, I guess there is no wrong way. Well, look at that. I've built in safety features I didn't even realize. Then when you're done, you just come exit out through the exit area, and you're good to go. Also, I did some minor armor stand work and decorative head work. And so we have Seagull Island over here. We've got this poor villager guy who's visiting the park that is just in the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately. And these birds have made a mess. Look at all these seagulls. They are taking over these rocks. They're kind of pooping all over the place. It's kind of bad, but you know, whatever. Seagulls are going to be seagulling. And then, of course, they're all over the park as well. And we even have a little bit of reference to them in our brand new boardwalk, the Yeti Park sign, which I do love these wonderful signs. Our Slam Dunk Derby, Hungry Yeti, all of these using the signed paintings mod. And it's fantastic to be able to import some artwork like that to really like kind of tie in everything. Along with that, we should probably go take a look at our beach as well. I did a little bit more detail outside of when we put it together initially. We've got some decorations going on. Oh, forgot I don't have an elytra on because I took that all off. There we go. So there's a little bit more armor stand work and creating this covered fire pit, which I think is really nice. Nice little touch with that. And then, of course, you got to have your sand castle. So you got a sand castle and some armor stand drawbridge. And, of course, our door for the castle. I probably want that a little bit bigger. But, yeah, we got some umbrellas, some, you know, different beach towels that are also hiding lighting for the beach area right here. And I've done some texturing on the actual rocks to, first off, make these more rocky and also bring in some, like, weathered look to that. So I think, overall, this is very nice addition to the park, and I'm very excited to build the rest of it. Maybe get some more details in here. Want to get some more, you know, foliage with some planters and stuff like that. So I got to figure out where I'm going to put some of that stuff. Oh, almost forgot. We have Aerington's sushi shop that he designed for us. So that's right here. Maybe I have to get a worker or somebody inside of there, a Moodles, you know, something inside of this sushi shop. And also I need to figure out what he wants on the sign right here. But I think it looks cool. It looks like a big sushi, and that's awesome. Of course, our wonderful custom lights that we have with all of the beacons, thanks to our wither skeleton farm that's come in clutch lately. So, but overall, I think that's all the time we have left in this episode. We've done a lot of building and done a lot of rambling about all these builds. So I hope you enjoy it. And I can't wait to have you actually visit the park soon once we get around to a world tour and video, you know, world download and all that type of stuff. So look forward to that. In the meantime, you know, stay tuned for more. We've got some big builds planned in the next few weeks. Even the biggest thing that I built this season, and it's going to be amazing. So look forward to that very soon. And until then, safe travels, everyone. Thank you for watching.